guys, DJParson here, and I'm back with the last game of the Intermezzo Championship of this current season in the Masters League. Still, you have already seen 5 matches. If you haven't, check those out before this one. But this one, we are up against Eden, Andre the Giant, and myself on 3rd position. Let's take a quick look at those leaders and wonders. Acropolis already taken. Pyramids Library, we have Touch, St. Pete's, Joan of Arc, Bach, Marlene, Shakespeare, okay, Barbarossa. There's no Suez. We have the Ocean Liner though. Pierre is here, Hollywood, Red Cross, Gandhi, and Churchill. Okay, so yeah, Eden takes the Acropolis here. I think, I mean, it's the only one on the deck. Alternative would have probably been Rich Land, but now we see Andre taking Caesar and the Rich Land. Then I'm left with the Rich Land and one of the leaders, and I decide to go for Cleopatra. Yes. Alright, so those are the starting cards. Let's see what other wonders will come out. None of the good ones, sadly. So there were Pyramids and Library, but both of them do not come out. Eden will build a mine, go for Hippocrates, elect him, increase pop, pretty standard. And then let's see what Andre really take one of the wonders. Probably not. He builds a mine, increases pop. He does grab the Stonehenge. That also means he doesn't elect Caesar, so he's not gonna draw an extra card, can't push twice. I will go for Cleopatra, build that lab first with her extra rocks, increase pop. And I will take the Hanging Gardens. I need a wonder if I have Cleopatra, so I decide to take this one. Not the ideal one. Would have been happy about Pyramids or Library, but yeah, with the Cleopatra you basically need an HA wonder. Or all the extra rocks would have been wasted. Eden will push. We get the first development, planning. And planning is gonna be agriculture, warfare, or politics. He took, interesting, he took the agriculture, not the warfare. I mean, it's a very early warfare. The question is if that is worth it to get the extra warrior this early on. But Eden will take swordsman and the breakthrough. Andre increases pop. Elect Caesar finally will build an extra lab. Can take a card, takes the Rich Land. There's an early Zizka here. Sadly, I do not have a tactic yet. I could still go for him. Maybe just grab him. Let's first see development of markets here. We'll start to build on the Hanging Gardens. Can increase pop. I will decide to go for Zizka, but I don't have to elect him yet. I will instead build another step of the Hanging Gardens and then just, yeah, hope to draw a tactic. And if not, continue on with Cleopatra. First, we get the Open Borders Agreement offered from Eden, and of course I accept that. It's a great pact. Also meaning I don't have to elect Zizka. Interesting that Eden now builds the early warrior. Maybe he has a tactic already for the Genghis Khan. He will elect Genghis Khan indeed. Takes the monarchy, so this also makes him the strongest in his turn, so he will get the 3 extra culture from Genghis. Andre grabs Code of Laws. That's good for him. He can build 2 stages, develop the Code of Laws. He even gets out of corruption by increasing pop. So he gets a good use out of his extra science from the Stonehenge. So very, very nice for him. I will open the development of science. I can finish the Hanging Gardens, get the extra food. Can finally build an extra mine, or the 3rd mine. Increase pop and take those swordsmen. Still missing those tactics, and yeah, once again not drawing any, but we still have time. Cleo is still doing some good jobs. Development of trade routes opened by Eden. Only one more development in the deck. Eden will finish the Acropolis, will develop the monarchy. Grab trade and circus. Alright, so yeah, getting that Acropolis working, getting the monarchy. Andre will go for iron, can upgrade 2 of those. 3 even. He decides to build a warrior instead and grabs the first copy of the knights. Very strong start from Andre, I'd say. Early Code of Laws and then immediately followed up by the Iron. So yeah, pretty strong for him. Especially if he now also has a tactic for knights, he can go for them easily when he just finishes the Stonehenge. Last development is Civil Life. I will use that to increase population, I think. Yes. So I get that. I do get the monarchy here as well. I can develop that one. Grab the iron. Grab the alchemy. And build an extra lab. So with that extra lab, I can use the rocks from Cleopatra. I can even next turn go for the alchemy, upgrade one of those. Might be a little bit too much into alchemies, but I feel confident that it can still work nicely. I have extra population thanks to the Hanging Gardens. I don't need any happy face tax because the Hanging Gardens or happy face, or I don't need any population to give me happy faces since the Hanging Gardens is giving me everything. So I can go for the extra lab here. And I do draw some tactics, but I would need the knight for those. Rebellion, early rebellion. Luckily I have no discontent workers thanks to the Hanging Gardens. Other two lose in civil action each. Eden will also build a third lab. Develops the swordsman. And he did grab the irrigation. Not the flashiest of turns with only 3 civil actions, and same now for Andre. Cultural influence doesn't do very much this early on, but Andre will go for Nostradamus. Reveals a tactic, the Phalanx, upgrades his last iron, goes for Nostradamus and builds an extra step of the Stonehenge. He has to make sure he finishes that next turn, but there's only one stage missing, so he will manage fine. Dark Ages, we lose 1 science. That means I can't go for iron, but I can still go for the alchemy. I can upgrade 1 with your extra rocks on Cleo. I will go for Zizka. And I will even upgrade another one. Probably so I can go for the iron next turn. I will have it exactly 5 science, so I can go for iron next turn. Probably don't want to upgrade more. Don't want to upgrade the last one. I would have even said maybe I shouldn't have upgraded the second one, but yeah, it's probably still good. Especially because it will give me the 5 signs I need next turn. Then it will also grab the code and reserves. So I do have a lot of science production. I have a lot of expensive techs. So I think that is a great combo, and that warrants going for the extra or for the second alchemy upgrade. Even though I'm really short on rocks, I still think here it was the right decision. Biggest problem for me now is I don't have a tactic. If you go for Zizka and you're left without a tactic, that gives you some really big problems. So let's see if I will pick up one at some point. Eden, who shows the knowledge of the ancients, extra science for me and Andre. No, me and him, and Andre gets extra rocks still. Eden then going for the irrigation. Upgrade 2 also grabs the alchemy, shows a tactic. I'm really grateful he did that. That he shows the fighting band and can copy it in 2 turns, and then at least they will have something to do with Yushka. This will make him the strongest. Andre will push. We get the Crusades. I will lose 4 culture. Eden will gain the same. Andre will finish the Stonehenge. Go for knights, and he will also get quite strong, 7. And he grabs St. Pete's with how many rocks he has. Great pickup for him. Will give him the heavy face solution that he would need next turn anyway. But that being said, first of all, we start into H2. Eden, of course, gets an extra yellow cube back. And then I will push the vast territory. I have a lot of colonization cards, so I have some hope to win that. First we get hit by the pestilence, but I can go for the iron upgrade 1. Can even play reserves if I want, but I decide to grab the urban growth instead. So yeah, the rich land here makes a lot of sense. I could have used the reserves for rocks and build or upgrade 1 iron. I think I would have liked that more instead of grabbing the urban growth. On the other hand, I mean, I definitely need more rocks. So taking the urban growth means that the last upgrade is very cheap, and I probably want to upgrade this. This doubles the efficiency of the population and don't have that much population. So I can say it's okay. Let's see, Eden, will he push? He will. Foray. So yeah, me being the weakest, not too great a foray for me. Eden will upgrade 1 warrior, going up to 6 strength, builds Brain Circus, or develops them and builds them, grabs Frugality and those knights. So 7 strength for him. We still have that pact, that open borders agreement, so I have to be a little bit careful. I have a lot of defend cards and a lot of military actions, so it's not really a big problem, especially next time I can copy his tactic. And then I should be fine. Andre opens Scientific Breakthrough, 5 science for me, that's great. A lot of science now, which can give me the Code of Laws. Andre though will finish the St. Pete's, increase pop, grabs Breakthrough. So yeah, he has his happy faces under control. Not too much food yet for him, same goes for me. But first got the Call to Arms, so I draw 2 extra H2 cards, sadly not really good ones. Can go for the code here. I can copy the tactic, going up to 4 strength at least, increase pop and upgrade 1 iron, getting out of corruption, or even upgrade 2, going up to 6 rock protection, 5 science protection. Overall very, very solid. Strength is a little bit behind, but not really a problem because of all my military actions. Food still needs to be solved. The first selected breeding is out, but there is also an ocean liner service, and the second food coming out here as well is very good sign for me. I don't think Eden will deny the selective breeding. Good harvest coming out, a good time for Eden here. Before me and Andre will go for the selective breedings, and Eden then goes for alchemy, upgrades 1, grabs an efficient upgrade for the next one, and even to get out of corruption builds an extra swordsman, going up to 9 strength. But me and Andre will be very happy about these selective breedings. But first, the raiders. And yes, Andre will go for selective breeding, develops that, and probably just upgrades 2. Could have even built an extra one, but he will just upgrade 2. I mean, that already is enough food protection for a while. And he doesn't have too many civil actions, so I think that's the correct move. I, of course, go for the second selective breeding. We'll develop that. Upgrade 1. Could play reserves and upgrade the second, but I decided to take Cavalryman instead, and the Wave of Nationalism, so taking some extra rocks, making sure that the one weak spot that I have, which is Strength, is covered a little bit with the Cavalryman and the Wave. So there could now be an aggression, but Eden will push instead, and I think I could have defended. The vast territory will come out, but I can only go up to 5. Eden, though, has to send 2 swordsmen. That's quite expensive. That's 6 rocks, 2 population, 2 MAs. But he gets the vast territory. He will upgrade one of his alchemies, increase pop a couple of times, and rebuilds at least one of those swordsmen, grabbing rich land and patriotism. So expensive colony for him. In the long run, it might be worth it. Biggest problem is really the rocks. He only has 3 rock production. Me and Andre have 6. So him sending away 6 rocks with the swordsman is very expensive. Not saying it's wrong, but just it did come at a high cost. Andre now opens the border conflict. So once again, being the weakest isn't really too nice here. And he will take Maria. I would have been super happy to get her myself. But Andre takes her here. Will build the 3rd farm after all with that. Maria, who really wants a lot of food production, makes sense. Next up, it's my turn. I will offer the international trade agreement to Eden, so I will be producing extra food and he extra rocks. So exactly what we both need. I will then go for Cavalryman, can use the Wave of Nationalism, build 1, maybe even 2. Yes, I will build 2, going up to 9 strength. Grab Charles Darwin, so I will go up to 4 culture production, upgrade the last alchemy, and take a team sports, so I have happy face solution. And even a good happy face solution, should the Hanging Gardens get destroyed by the Ravages of Time, I could then just go for team sports. I had to destroy something because of the border conflict, and I decided to destroy 1 farm. Next turn I can regain the population and maybe build or rebuild the selected breeding then. That's the plan, I think. For now, going up to 9 strength and those 2 cavalrymen, and getting pretty lucky, I draw the classic army here. So having all of that ready, I have the swordsman still in hand. So yeah, that was pretty lucky. I'm not sure what the alternative would have been for me. I just had the cavalrymen in hand. They are quite often useful, but it wasn't super clean. But now with the tactic, all of a sudden it is. Freedom of movement from Eden, who will go for the strategy that just showed up, develops that, and rebuild one of those swordsmen. So he becomes the strongest, enabling Maria Theresa's extra rocks, which will make Andre pretty happy, I suppose. But first he does go for scientific breakthrough, scientific method. Upgrade 1, probably increase. No, doesn't use the extra rocks. So that's a small missed opportunity. On the other hand, he only had the option to go for an extra knight, maybe not what he really wanted here. But he wanted the science instead. Maybe this was the reason, who knows? Popularization of science would have been quite bad for Andre, but now it's pretty even for everybody. And then I will still go for the ocean liner. Plus the architecture, I can develop the architecture and finish the ocean liner this turn. Oh, and look at something I did. From cavalryman to iron. So went from the cavalryman to the iron, going down to 6 strength. Very interesting. I mean, I need all of this, all of these units if I want to fulfill my tactic, my new tactic. I guess I now could copy the phalanx to gain extra strength to be a little bit safer. Let's see if I do that. No, I don't. I think I should have done that. Copy that. It would have only cost 1 real military action, and I would have gotten 2 extra strength, going up to 8. I think it would have been worth it. Also, I'm still a little bit surprised by going for the iron, but I think it makes sense. With the ocean liner service, I will have a lot of population, and now I will also have a lot of rocks. So I did get one of these cavalrymen for free last turn. I didn't really need them, but I wanted to use the wave. And now I basically put the wave into an iron instead, which I think makes a lot of sense, especially with that ocean liner. I will need a lot of rocks to put the population to good use. International agreement from Eden, who will take Newton here. Goes for Newton, elects him immediately, develops those knights. Goes for patriotism, builds a knight, copies the tactic, going up to 15. Grabs engineering genius. Oh, and he also grabbed the Louvre. Could finish that next turn, would cost him all of his rocks, but he does have the strength lead, so he can afford to spend those rocks. An upgrade and rich land in hand means he's ready for the coal. There's still 2 of them, so he has a pretty good chance to get one of them. And then he would be upgrading his last deficit. Ooh, interesting. Aren't we going for the scientific operation versus or with Newton? Is always a little bit dangerous. Let's see what he will do. He does go for Conmon. Can also grab a cannon and revolutionary idea. Okay, that makes it a little bit better. Will increase pop. Can build a free knight with the free rocks, but he will get corruption. Not the end of the world. He's still looking at 8 rocks as well. International negotiations. I can at least decide what I want to give away. Being the weakest here, this whole game has been a little bit expensive. I mean, I also didn't have to invest nearly as much as the other guys into strength, but it's accumulating to be a little bit problematic. I give the food to Eden, not really what I need, because I have the ocean liner anyway. I will go for team sports, build or rebuild one of those cavalrymen, grab the rifleman, urban growth, and then even develop the rifleman. So I am ready. And yeah, see, now I have to copy the phalanx, and now it costs 2 whole military actions. Last turn it only would have cost 1, so slight mistake by me. But with this setup, I am of course ready for my tactic. But I would even be ready for the big one, for the modern army, if I just get cannon as well. I mean, there's none left, so if I get the rockets, then so going for rifleman instead of swordsman, I think makes some good sense. Finally, I'm not the weakest anymore. Let's see if that stays that way in H3. He then goes for justice system, can develop that cheaply. Will grab the Air Force as well, increase pop twice. And that's gonna be it. So he doesn't find the time to finish the Louvre this turn, but next turn probably will. And from the 3 civil actions, Andre grabs the military theory, develops cannons. I mean, he's having some happy face issues. Can't really use the rocks once again. No, right. He does have that precious St. Pete, so just building a religion gives him 2 happy faces. So now he also has the population to build an extra cannon, almost for free, or just for 2 rocks, thanks to Maria. But once again, he's gonna have corruption. Oh no, he's not gonna have corruption. Destroys Aurora, builds an extra cannon. So he's not gonna have corruption. Is gonna miss out on a lot of H3 card draw for this. And he's also not the strongest, but I don't feel comfortable playing the National Pride. Yeah, these guys have quite the cultural lead. Not too much, but would be hard to make that up in just the small amount of time. So military theory for me, luckily I do have Newton, I have Darwin, so I can grab them cheaply. I will also build an extra journalism. These are really good for me with Darwin. So producing 3 culture, even more science. I have the reduced cost thanks to the architecture, and I have the population. I will upgrade 1 rifleman. Just the 1. Like, sadly not enough science for military theory next turn, but soon I will. And there's also the modern army. So if there's rockets, I could definitely go for them. He then goes for wealthy territory, and he is able to win it. Just a swordsman. And 17 rocks for him. Let's see what he does. He does go for Pierre. He elects him, going up to 5 culture production. Also grabs the rockets. Builds an Air Force, rebuilds a swordsman, so 23 strength for him. Still not finishing the Louvre. Andre goes for war against me. Let's see if we can't defend that. I guess he has mobile artillery. Goes for Einstein. Goes for Air Forces, okay. Doesn't go for Air Forces, goes for military theory instead. Cannon. Mobile artillery, 36 strength all of a sudden. And a multimedia for his next turn then. Yeah, quite problematic. I mean, I have some ways to defend, but the biggest problem here now is that I didn't get the Air Forces. In 3 players, that is always very harsh if you're the one guy, especially if they are early. These were 2 very early Air Forces, so my opponents will have the Air Forces for, I mean, from now on, so for almost the whole H3, and I won't have one at all. So we'll have to manage without. I can show my tactic. I can go up to 23 strength, build an extra team sports, upgrade 1 more, going up to 27, grab a patriotism. Revolutionary idea at least is very good. Computers, I'm not sure for what. I mean, there might be leaders. I mean, there's jobs, I guess. I mean, maybe just to take them away. I mean, with the efficient upgrade, maybe. Maybe, why not? Why not? So I will lose a little bit, but not too much. Just 2 yellow cubes, if I'm correct. Eden will cancel the scientific operation. Doesn't want that no more with Andre. Will finally be able to finish his Louvre. Going up to 10 culture production. Increases pop. Grabs pro sports. Efficient upgrade. And that's it. He also did use Pierre to declare the Olympic Games. So Andre will win this war, of course. Let's see, 2 yellow cubes stolen. Emigration, but no one has discontent workers. Goes for multimedia. Has to destroy something, destroys the warrior, builds that multimedia. Grabs reserves, tanks, and satellites. So some cheaper techs, some good techs for impacts. And of course with Einstein he needs all the techs he can get his hand on. I will go for democracy. I'm still sitting on the monarchy, so this combined with the revolutionary ideal, this turn will give me a lot of culture production. And of course the extra civil actions. I will build an extra warrior. I'm still hoping to get the last rockets. Then I could get a very good transition for my tactic. If not, I can just build 2 cavalrymen to give me something more. Combined with the military theory, might be enough to defend. We shall see. Also grab reserves, endowment of the arts, and even have to float a civil action. But that's okay. Eden now increases population, builds a 3rd. Could even build 1 more because he has the Acropolis. He has the Dream. Could go for potentially 5 burning circuses with Pierre. Has been a while since I've seen that the last time. But no, he does go for communism. He will copy my tactic and he has the air forces, so that's pretty mean. Gaius Army is an okay tactic. It's pretty good for an H2 tactic with air forces. So him getting this with air forces is very nice for him. Also grabs tanks and those reserves. Sitting on 12 culture production. He is also the strongest now. Let's see what Andre will do. Does go for an aggression, but I can defend with an H2 defend card. He will increase pop. Build another multimedia. He has a lot of science production. Grabs military buildup. Goes for satellites. Doesn't grab the revolutionary idea, interestingly. Does decide to go for 2 more technologies. He's getting a lot of culture from Einstein, that's for sure. But they're sitting 2 revolutionary ideas on the deck for me. First we get the strategic territory. Andre able to win it for just a knight. That's so strong. 5 extra cards from H3, 4 strength. Very, very nice. I will go for computers here. Upgrade 1. Upgrade another one. Ooh, I hope I'm not spending too much into these, but I can transition now into Sid Meier. Grab the fundamentalism. Go to 13 culture production. Grab the revolutionary idea. An extra rifleman and 1 more revolutionary idea. So computers here with Sid Meier going up to 13 culture production. Still sitting on 11 rocks. Big question will be if I can defend if there would be another aggression, if there would be another war. Eden is not really ready for a war. Andre also is spending all of his rocks into multimedia. He can easily go for air forces. Maybe he can even use the military buildup. I mean, at the moment it's looking pretty solid. So he could use the military buildup. He has enough MAs, so he could still be the biggest issue here. On the other hand, I feel like I have to transition into culture production. And then Iconoclasm comes out, so just in time because I just got rid of Darwin. He then grabs his Wonder, the Fast for Chains, Engineering, increases Pop, builds another Brain Circus, and Mechanized Agriculture. So not too many wonders are left here. There is Red Cross, Spaceflight, and that's it. United Nations will fall off. So I might be left without a wonder. There's no war at least. Andre will open the Prosperity. Ooh, and that is a lot of extra food. And there is the Red Cross. So let's see which wonder Andre will take. He takes the Spaceflight. Increases Pop. Will develop tanks. Shows his new tactic. 30 strength for him. Then uses the military buildup. Ooh, that's strong. Upgrades both tanks and builds a warrior instead of the cannon. That's interesting for sure. Maybe a bit of variety. But this also is spelling war quite heavily. I mean, luckily I have the extra food now, so I can go for Red Cross. That is really good for me that I will get a wonder. as we start into h4. I could even play the input of science. Let's see if I do that. Yes, I do. Terrorism, oh, that's good. Terrorism, I will be able to destroy. I mean, not so much from Eden. I think I just destroyed the Bread and Circus. Andre, I could destroy a multimedia. That's really big. And then I will grab the Red Cross. Can use reserves. The biggest problem here is I have -3 food production because I went through my whole yellow deck, yellow cards. Luckily, the war won't be an option for Andre, of course. Next turn is going to be his last. I'm still not sure why he didn't build a cannon. Yeah, this must be a bit of variety. He knew his strength wouldn't matter too much. I can now freely destroy something to get the food production so I won't run into starvation. Just missing 1 food to immediately finish the Red Cross. So like this, Eden will get 1 stage of my Red Cross. But just giving up 1 stage is no biggie. So 35 strength for me. And I can even defend, which is really nice. Might bait Andre into an aggression. Crime Wave, losing 3 culture at this point. Not too nice, but also not the biggest issue. He will finish my Red Cross. And then he can increase pop. Develop that engineering. Build an extra Brand Circus again. And 1 more. So 5 Brand Circuses with Pierre. I love this guy. Very old school. Then fast food chains for 25. So that's a pretty big one. 13 culture production. So he will end his turn with 154 culture. Let's see if Andre, what will he do? He does go for an aggression, but luckily I was able to just barely defend. Needed all of my cards, so now I'm left with no cards in hand whatsoever. Andre will develop the Air Force. Will develop the team sports. Will develop the oil, so a lot of extra culture and a big space flight. 32 from the space flight. Imagine if he also has impact of technology. So he will end up with 146. And then I can grab the multimedia, develop that, upgrade 1, upgrade the computer. So there's impact of science. We're sitting on 12 science production, so I will even be able to win the impact of science, which is great. Revolutionary idea, and then I can go for movies if there is the impact of technology after all. So I will end up with 138. So all of it relatively close. I'm a little bit behind. Colonies 6, 3 and 0, putting me further behind. Technology, okay, the big one, technology 12, 28 from Andre and then 20 from me. Also not bad from my part. Making everything a little bit closer again here. A bit of wonders, 11, 10, 10. Only 2 impacts to go. Science 7, 0, 14. So I get really close. 182 to 182. I mean, it's pretty clear. Andre will win this, but who comes in second? The last impact will decide here. You have agriculture 10, 10, and 6 only because they don't produce extra food. So yeah, congratulations to Andre for winning this very close game here in the end. And also congrats to Eden for taking second place. I just barely not able to do it. So close. Yeah, but a fun and exciting game with a really amazing finish. Andre got heavily carried by Einstein, his spaceflight and impact of technology. So you get all those 3 parts together to work like perfectly. So congrats for him to making that work. And yeah, let's also, after the last game, game number 6, take a quick look at the final standings of this tournament. And here in Master League 1, as you can see, that's where I am currently on this season. Who was able to win this league? It was Andre, and sadly I will come in 4th, so I will D-rank this season. You guys saw the games, a couple of them were pretty close. Yeah, sometimes this happens. Congrats to Andre, he came in 2nd here. He will be able to... no, he came in 1st, he won this game, right? I'm already not sure anymore. Yeah, he won for sure. Yes, Eden came in 2nd. So yeah, congrats to Andre for ranking up. Also, congratulations to the winner of the Grandmaster League. You probably already know who it was. Of course, once again, it was Weidenbaum. Weidenbaum is just winning every tournament he's playing in. So congrats to him. You can check out his games on his YouTube channel. But spoiler alert, it's not gonna be, I mean, they're probably exciting, but five wins and 1 second position, that's pretty crazy once again. So congrats to Weidenbaum. I will derank to the Platinum, maybe can go back up to Masters. This season was a lot of fun, but sadly in the end not enough to stay in the league. If you take a look at the matches, this one you just saw, this one was very close. The one before, not so much. We had this really close match where I almost took first place versus P4. That I think would have been enough to swap places with him. Then we had, so yeah, the one where I was pretty far behind, 3rd place. Then we had the one where also, once again, just quite often, just a little bit was missing for me to take 1 place higher. But the other guys maybe just played better, got those extra puntos. And then the one that I was able to win. So it was pretty good start, winning my first match, but the rest weren't all too great. So coming in at 1 win, 3 second places and 2 third, just not good enough. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this season with me. I'm not 100% sure you know I'm not streaming, or I'm not YouTubing every match of my tournaments. I might give you some matches of the current international championship, and then maybe, who knows, once again when the Intermezzo starts again, I will show some of them as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the rest of the master season of Intermezzo. If you did, definitely subscribe to the channel to don't miss any of the action, and see you guys for the next game.